Hi, and welcome to this new tutorial. Today I want to show you a couple of ways to generate new sound and new samples using the effects section and various techniques inside the ESP. I know that many of you guys prefer to work with prepared samples and not design your own sample, but I want my signature sound into my production, and I found this is one of the most effective way to achieve that goal. As we all know, the SP is plenty of effects, and it's fairly easy to resample stuff into this machine. So this makes it perfect to sound design purposes. The first technique I want to show you is using the echoes to generate new sound. We can use the feedback and the time parameters to make the echo self-oscillate and generate a feedback sound. Into DSP is not possible to achieve something like proper carpal strung technique or synthesis, but we can almost achieve a similar result. So let's try with this note. We are in bus 2 and it's assigned. So I want to assign the tape echo, and now the trick is to have the level and the feedback at the maximum. And this is the self-oscillation. And we can use that self-oscillation, sample that self-oscillation, and use the sample as a base source, basically as an oscillator. So let's try to do this. So now let's resample into this pad here. We can achieve different kind of feedback. Okay. And now let's pick a portion of the sample that we like. I like this one, so truncate. And then let's play a little bit with that. Let's see what we can achieve. Yeah, it's not bad. The pitch. Now I want to maybe alright, maybe let's okay. And now let's assign some effects. I don't know, maybe the Juno chorus, just to have a little bit of space and width. Resample. So delete that one. And let's add some reverb. Right. Let's resample again. Nice. Now we have something workable, right? Now let's generate something else. I want to use later in this session this two guy here just to have a little pattern going on with this sound we are generating right now. But I want to generate a bass note, and in order to do this, I want to show you another technique you can use to generate some cool sound. Now let's use this kick here, and maybe let's do a copy of this kick. And the first thing I want to do is to pitch it down. So I want to take the tail of the sample, okay? So let's resample. And now let's crop this guy here. I want only the tail, not the transient. Let's delete that one. Oops, okay. Now we have to, first of all, add a little bit of volume here, maybe not that much. All right, let's resample. Cool. And exchange. Oh, sorry. Exchange. Nice. I want to give it a tonal quality. So the thing we want to do is to use the resonator. Point it yeah, something like that. The resonator gives some kind of organic quality. And let's resample. Okay, let's crop this one. I want only this note here. Nice. Delete. And we have our bass note now, which is C. Of course, we can continue to use the effects and maybe use an equalizer, another compressor, and experiment with other effects. I want to show you the basic concept today of this kind of idea. Let's record a pattern, a new pattern, maybe 4 bars. Let's place the kick. And let's place also this little hat here. Right, maybe we have to something like that. Not perfectly on grid, but who cares? This is not the purpose of this tutorial. But as you can hear, we can obtain a perfectly usable sound with practically no effort. In 5 minutes you have your sound, and you can sculpt your sound as you want. I want to show you the last way for today to generate interesting sound as a base for your track, and is to take advantage of reverbs. Let's take again our kick and load on this slot a reverb. This one here, I like more this one. All the maximum. We can choose maybe this one is the longer one. So let's resample. I want to take the tail of this sample here. So let's this one here, okay, truncate. I want to work only with this, and again we can transform this sample into whatever we want, but with tails the natural thing, at least to me, is to use the tail of the reverbs of any sample as an atmosphere. So we can again speed it down, speed and pitch it down, okay, or change the algorithm, maybe it gives you different results. This is interesting because at normal pitch, but speed down, it gives you this grain. Is something that can remind you the granular synthesis, more or less, in a way. Is not a granular synthesis, of course, but it's interesting to use that kind of sound as a background. It's moving. So let's try to loop this one and make it maybe a little longer. Oops, sorry, I have to activate the loop. Nice, this is not bad. Not bad at all. Of course, you can print with this sample previously some reverb and some stuff like that to enlarge a little bit the sample itself, or maybe we can do right now. So let's assign, and now we can place other effects, experiment a little bit with the effects. But you got the point, right? We have plenty of effects here, and you can experiment different stuff, rhythmics or tonal stuff. It depends on the effects you want to achieve, right? So let's assign a little bit of reverb, just to have a little bit of space into this sample here, and let's resample, and then we will loop. right. Now let's loop this guy here. Nice. Now let's place this guy into the sequence. This one here. There's something wrong with the sequence, or maybe I didn't set. Okay, I didn't set the loop. Now we are working, right? Let's add some reverb also here, or maybe also a delay. Let's nice. Let's resample this one. Cool. Now let's and we have created a little pattern. With a little bit of creativity, you can achieve a lot of good results, way faster than searching the right sample in your sample library. I know this can sound strange, but with a little bit of effort and work and preparation, you can achieve really great results in no time. And these are your sample, so this is your sound, there's your character in that. So I hope this little tutorial will be useful for you and gives you some new option to use your SP. And if you need samples or mix and mastering services, check my Gumroad page. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!